Welcome back, everyone. Game 2 here between Kowi and ROOTqxc. I'm just going to take these guys. It's best of 5. We are going to be in Lost Temple. QXC currently 1 up in this matchup. So, look, cross-spawn positions, I'm not sure whether this... I don't feel like Kowi's going to be impressed with this, considering he does like that really hard aggression, unit control kind of style. But, I don't know. Wolf, what do you think QXC is going to think of these positions?
I think what QXC will probably do with these positions is Marauder expand. He's probably going to, once he finds, especially if he finds before he would make that first Marine that his opponent is at cross positions, which he'll probably have intuitively in his mind when he doesn't see the probe scout right away. He'll probably make a Marauder first and just kind of expand very quickly off of one barracks, which is a pretty strong build to do. It's very safe. Of course, fairly weak to Void Ray play. Which we know Kowi loves to do. And there's always a possibility that Kowi could do something sneaky, proxy a starport, or Stargate rather, at the top right position or something like that, which Pro players do a lot. And, there's a lot of different options for what the players are going to do, and it's kind of going to be, I think at these positions, neither player really has an opening set out. They're just going to react to what their opponents are doing. Kind of how you have to play Lost Temple a lot of the time.
I really want to see some Void Ray used from Kowi, like he did versus Death. Like, he kept... Not only did he use like his own Nexus and his own pylons to charge them, but as he was moving forward, he attacked his own Stalkers so slightly that it really didn't do much damage, but it was just great unit control keeping him in there, and he really has a good idea on how long it takes for those to decharge, so really want to see some stuff like that coming in.
Yeah, it almost makes me miss phasing from before that was taken out when release came. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I do.
Used to
That
be
was
able to do with
cool.
Void Rays, where you could instantly change it back and forth. And Kowi gonna steal the gas, which we did see him do it against Death. And it does kind of slow down the tech of the Banshee route, which we probably won't see again, but there's always a possibility. That's what QXC had in mind.
He didn't hit that in the first game.
And he's gonna throw a pylon down there. That's interesting.
Probably more to keep QXC's attention off this assimilator than anything else. Hey.
Cancels it. Second gas going down for Kowi. And he's going to chrono that Stalker out. Looks like he skipped the Zealot. Part of that probably due to the fact that he stole the gas. He didn't have enough resources to make that first Zealot.
Yeah.
And he's going to start researching Warp Gates as well. Now, there's a lot of possibilities for this map. You know, a build that I used to do, if you want to be really aggressive and all-in on this map, like Kowi, of course, I keep saying that he all-ins, but of course, it could be considered an all-in because it's very risky, but he is very safe about it. A lot of time, if you want to do Stargate play, you can proxy your Stargate right here. I'm going to ping it on the map. Proxy it right here. It's very hard to see because of that line of sight blocker. Then use that Stargate and a pylon to warp units up onto the high ground. Sometimes you see that. Pro players do that. But QXC is teching again, making a starport. We could see him do the Raven timing push because he is getting that tech lab on the factory and a starport very quickly. And Stargate going down, though, for Kowi in his main.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is actually pretty effective against that Raven timing push.
Yeah, but I think he's going to need to pump a lot more Marines than he actually has, considering we do have a Stargate on the way for Kowi, and he's probably going to be chucking down a couple more gateways as well. There's the second gateway, and there's the third. So we're going to see the Void Ray play coming out from Kowi. Good to see. I really want to see the reaction that QXC has, to be honest. Especially if he does get this coming up.
Yeah, he's getting a bunker. He's a little bit concerned, and we'll see if he gets a Raven or a Banshee here. Nope, researching Cloak, so he's going to be doing a similar opening to what we saw last game. And, you know, Kowi not having a robotics facility could fall to this yet again. But we'll see. He could get a robotics facility earlier this time if he feels threatened about it. And he could also possibly try to focus down that tech lab if he gets enough Void Rays or enough units up the front. Could try to focus down that tech lab, and that's always a possibility, but the Cloak is already so into its research right now, I don't know if he'll be able to do that.
QXC would. Did he see that expansion? I'm not sure. No, he didn't. Hopefully Kowi does see that. Yeah, he did see that Hellion down the bottom. He wants to keep that away from his Void Ray. And I really feel for Kowi right now, because if he does get another Cloak Banshee in there, that's going to be very frustrating. But the Phoenix coming out as well for Kowi. I think these builds are just being shut down by the early Cloak Banshees by QXC in each game.
Yeah, you know, when you go for a build like this, you always have to remember that you can die very easily to cloak banshees, and you know sometimes you see players even build a cannon in their mineral line for that
Oh,
reason.
as you say,
In
that
this
forge
matchup, when
goes
they do that,
down.
and if he can intercept this banshee, oh, he just barely doesn't see it. Cloak just finishing, and you know this is going to be very bad for Kowi because this banshee is going to kill so many probes. The forge is not even done yet, and even when it is, there's not even really a good place to put a cannon down until he puts another pylon behind the mineral line, and he's going to be able to transfer his probes over to the other nexus, but QXC is going to get so many kills.
Yeah, he does have a Twilight Council coming down now. There goes the cannon, but I'm pretty sure QXC is just going to continue to keep getting as many probes as he can and then back off as soon as that cannon starts to finish. It's a very frustrating
Phoenix is there,
time.
prepared. And, you know, this has got to be making Kowi feel a little bit nervous. And yeah, I feel like QXC just kind of did this to make Kowi nervous because he felt like Kowi might do the same thing twice. And yeah, he's going to back off right when the cannon finishes. The Phoenix should be able to chase him down and kill him, though, if he controls it properly. And that Banshee will not escape.
Yeah, but QXC has taken his expansion at the same time. So
yeah, he's been really proactive about doing that. There was a second Banshee, I think, somewhere on the map.
Yep, it's on the right-hand side coming
where.
into the natural now.
Oh, here we go. And he's going to pick off a lot of these probes. You know, Kowi cannot be happy with this. 22 probes at 31 SCVs. And he's just going to get further and further behind as time goes on. He did have that Twilight Council, but
he's got every tech structure except the Observer. Every tech structure except the one he really needs right now. That's really frustrating for him. He hasn't had a chance to be aggressive at all, which is kind of tilting for him. It's going to come down to can he keep his composure while he gets this done.
Yeah, and like I was trying to say earlier, I feel like QXC might just be trying to do this so that Kowi doesn't feel safe doing this opening anymore in the next game. Maybe he was a little bit afraid about Kowi's aggressive openings, so he wanted to blind counter them and scare Kowi into just not being able to do those openings. And this Phoenix is going to come in here, and there's no missile turrets to kill it, but he's going to spot everything that's going on. He's going to see that armory, which is kind of important. Did he see that armory? No, he did not see that. So that's actually kind of important because that Thor transition that QXC is going to start pumping out Thor is actually pretty known for doing that in this matchup. Pretty hard to deal with, especially when we don't have a robotics facility. Templar Archives finishing here for Kowi, so he is going to be able to make some high Templar. Very expensive though, and he doesn't have a lot of probes. It's going to be rough.
Yeah, definitely. And those Thors don't have energy anymore, so you can't really feedback them to take a lot of damage out of their hit points. But versus this a lot of Marine army, it could be very useful, but I don't think he's going to have it researched in time by the time QXC gets to his front base. He has 2 Templar there already, good for feedbacks and stuff, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to handle all these Marines. He's just pushed too far behind from that harass that we had before. There's not enough units here for Kowi to be able to deal with it, and he is chrono boosting that Psionic Storm, but oh my god, it's still about 50 seconds away.
Yeah, you know, he's going to have to use really nice control with these Void Rays on the high ground. Maybe try to snipe that medevac.
Or even if you can just delay him as long as possible. Forcing a stim.
Needs a sentry, I think. Needs to pull his probes off. He's going to have to lose the Nexus. That's just what it's going to come down to. There's no way he can defend it, I don't think.
No, it is dropped, but he will be able to
hold. Like, almost done. Wow, he actually is able to hold this off. QXC not feeling comfortable with this. He's going to lose that Void Ray. Storm! Oh, missed the Storm. Very unfortunate, but QXC is forced to retreat here. Some Stalkers are going to chase this Marine army a little bit.
Yeah, and we do have Ghosts coming out already with Cloak, so this is going to be very frustrating for Kowi. He is about 13, 12 probes behind. Like, all these Stalkers doing a great job of sniping a lot of these units, but there goes the stim. They're going to be able to snipe out all these remaining Stalkers, and Kowi in a very tough position right now.
Yeah, if you look at the food counts, you can see QXC about 40 food ahead, and he's got those Ghosts out, and those are going to be really deadly. And the Ghosts, of course, going to be able to EMP.
Hang on.
High Templar.
How the hell did I mix that up? It's energy, not freaking Cloak. They look similar. Oh,
yeah, I knew what you meant.
How did I mix that up? Oh my god.
When you said that, I was like, oh, he probably said it by accident, so I didn't say anything. But Banshee over here getting some more kills. The Nexus, of course, did go down. And the Phoenix trying to catch that Banshee. Banshee going to be able to escape. Maybe pick off another Stalker.